Hello, so let's talk about what I did the past 2 weeks. So I primarily concentrated on the AI dealing damage to the player, like the game over screen, what happens when the player is dead. I also worked on what happens when the player moves from one level to the other, and also thought about like how I can go about with the replayability feature for my game. So I brainstormed some ideas, I worked on some of them. I also got a chance to work a bit on how I will go about narrating the game. So let's dive right into it. So let's go to the first low hanging fruit, which is how I tackled with narration of my game. So initially, what I thought was maybe I can just have voiceovers and there's no animations or like cinematic sequences or anything of that sort. It's just a voiceover where I'll try to portray my story, like, convey my story through the voices. But recently, a member from the team of QuickMagic reached out to me and they told me to try out their product. So I thought it was an interesting product. As you know, I don't have any fancy mocap materials or any like high budget to make animations, or neither do I have any experience. Like I am learning Blender right now, but I don't have this full-fledged experience of animating characters. That's where this QuickMagic website comes into picture. So it makes things so easy for me. Like when I tried this product, and what I did first was I took a video of myself. So the way I approached this problem was I initially thought, okay, so if I'm going to use this particular product, how can I do it? So first I thought, okay, let me do like a death animation of the character of the AI, because I didn't have one in the asset which I bought. So I initially started doing that death animation, but then I realized we already have this Mixamo website where we can download the death animation. So why would I need this particular tool to do that? So then I was like thinking, okay, let me just try to make a, cinematic sequence in my game. Like, let me try that. Let me make a simple cinematic sequence. So what I did was I wanted a 10-second clip. I took the video, I did a 10-second clip of it. I just uploaded that video into the website, and the output was like a Mixamo skeleton, which and the animation which came out of it. It costed me around 9 to 10 V points. They used a system called V points. So I did that. I put it into my engine. After putting into my engine, I re-imported the animations. So if initially I had tried with an Unreal skeleton, but that didn't work out well because that had some problems. Like the animation, when I tried to re-import it, there was some problems with how it was getting re-imported. So what I did a Mixamo re-import, Mixamo character animation from that QuickMagic tool. I put it into my engine. I retargeted the animation, and it once I did that, I put it into the game. So this was like an initial sequence, right? So I had a 10-second clip. I used a sequencer in Unreal Engine to pan the camera around the player and then zoom into him. And I showed it, and I was like pretty impressed with the output. So I'm now thinking maybe I need to like instead of just a voiceover, maybe I can use this animation where the like characters can have conversations with each other, or something of that. So it gave me like different doors to open up, like as a developer. I think like it's a pretty useful tool. I think if you want to like use this tool, you can use the link in my description. You get around 20 V coins if you sign up with my link. So like what I did, I used like 10 V coins for just one small video, like 10-second video. So you can try it out. If you like the product like how I liked it, maybe you can use it. So now let's talk about the second challenge which I faced in the while developing the current features. So I worked on the AI damage system, where the AI does damage to the player. So the first thing was I had to like work with like add like a socket to the AI. Once I added the socket, I had to like work on the shooting mechanic. and the feedback which the player receives, like the blood which comes up on the screen to show that the player is taking damage. So I had to work on these things. Once I did that, there was another challenge. The challenge was, what I did was, as soon as the AI recognizes the player, right, he started attacking continuously. Like there was like continuous bombardment of damage being done to the player. I felt it was a bit unfair on the player. Like me as a player, I felt it was a bit unfair and there was no balance. So what I did was that I did two things. One of them was I added like a fire rate, where after some time, like the AI fires the weapon after every few seconds, and that turned out great. But there was another issue. I don't want the AI to do like there should not be like 100% accuracy on the player every time he shoots him. So this had to be dealt with. So initially what I thought, maybe I can like just randomly shoot the bullet sometimes, and sometimes the bullet should not shoot. But I thought that would be stupid because that is equal to like a fire rate. So the next thing what I did was I added a cone around the player, and I took a random point in that cone. So there was like a 60-40 probability, you can say 60% of hitting the player, 40% of missing him. So by taking the random point, so once he takes the random point, I just shoot at them. So as you can see in this video, there is like randomly around the player, the bullets start hitting him, and it happens every few seconds and not a continuous one like I did previously. So that was the solution which I found for tackling with the AI dealing damage to the player, and the design challenges around it and how I overcame it. I also spent some time working on the AI behavior, fine tuning the behavior system of the AI, making sure that he doesn't get like act dumb or something, like because that was what he was doing. Like when he suddenly stopped shooting me and he stares at the distance. So what I did was I had to work with him to make sure that he's always active and to make it more natural. So that was one of the major things which I worked on this week. Now, this comes to the third problem which I worked on, which is the replayability. So, what do I mean by replayability? It's basically like, suppose I finish a particular level. I was thinking, if I finish a particular level in my game, what is the chances of a player coming back to the level and playing it again? He would not want to do that. At least I wouldn't do that. So what I thought was, okay, let me have like a ranking system in the game, which based on like I will first add a timer. So the timer just keeps running in the world as soon as the level starts. Once the timer keeps running, as soon as the player does all his objectives and moves to the escape hatch, the timer stops. So once that is done, I'll check the timer which the player finished, and I have this grading system which I specified in the game state. I might move it to a different actor, but for now it's in the game state, and the game state takes the particular uh, takes the particular timer, and it checks whether it checks against each grade. So if he finishes in within a particular time frame, I assign him a particular grade, and same way like different grades will be assigned to him. So there is a S, A, B, and C. So in this way, like if he cannot get a S, the player might come back and play the game again, play the level again, and this will add kind of a replayability. I am also thinking of adding like sub objectives apart from main objectives, which will make his timer better. It will lessen his timer if he completes an objective, sub objective. Or for example, I'm also thinking of adding like when the player kills the enemy or AI, he gains some points, which adds to the timer, and it might reduce. So these are some of the ideas which I'm brainstorming, which like I can build upon. I think it's easy to build upon this, and I can implement it in my game. So that was the major challenge which I worked on. I worked on this game. Like once the player finishes the level, it shows up that the level is complete. It calculates the time, the grade, and shows the grade. I want to like flesh the screen out properly, like have animations, make it more jazzy, make it more snappy for the player to see. And this is a good first step, and I think I'm moving in the right direction. Do let me know if I need if there is anything else which I can add in the game, which you think is an interesting mechanic which you have seen in other games. So thank you for watching this video. If you do like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe. And see you in the next one.